Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Married to Medicine, Season 10, Episode 5.
Listen here, we going to hurry up and get into this because Blair voice about to go. Okay? Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, all the above. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I do not trust y'all. Okay? You ready, Blair?
Yes.
Let's go.
All right. Well, Phaedra and Heavenly are heading to Quad's house.
Yes.
And Quad is having some mixed feelings over Heavenly because of that picture she took with T. All the ladies arrive and they get to talking about T's wedding, and they all have some critiques, like the drapery was wrinkled.
It was.
The program looked like a funeral program.
Yeah.
So they all had their little critiques. Heavenly talks about how her name was taken off the list and she came in towards the end of the ceremony. Quad didn't feel like there was any loyalty there when she saw Heavenly in that picture with T. Heavenly apologizes. She thought she was just being funny. Quad wished Heavenly would have thought how she would have felt. And Heavenly said, look, she did apologize and she addressed Quad and she was like, I didn't think it was like that. I thought I was being funny, but okay. But Heavenly says, you stepped away from the group.
Yeah.
You didn't reach out to anybody.
You didn't.
And Quad says, well, they didn't reach out to me.
What?
Heavenly said, you got to own something, girl. People's issue with Quad is that she doesn't take ownership of anything. Quad says that she can do better with reaching out to the ladies, and she does miss them after Heavenly had to get her together because she was over here trying to raise her voice up at Heavenly, and Heavenly was like, that make me mad a little bit. Come on now, bring it down.
I got a problem. What did you think about that first scene?
I thought it was cool. I thought that Heavenly and Quad did need to have a conversation because that is weird for Heavenly to be taking pictures with T and sending them to Quad. But Heavenly, she be doing weird stuff that she think is funny when it's mean, but that's what she does. Yeah. But that's their friendship and their relationship, and if they can bounce back from stuff, like, cool. I did think it was odd they were talking about the wedding with Quad. And Quad even brought up a question about it to make them start talking about it. Then Quad went into kind of like comparing how her wedding was at the Four Seasons and all this type of stuff. I'm just like, if you ain't got no problem with this girl, if you moved on, like, why are you throwing shade about her wedding? Yeah. I don't know. I just felt like it was a little unnecessary. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think for one, it's good to see Miss Quad. She got it. Heavenly and Quad are like sisters, as Heavenly described themselves. You get what I'm saying? So that even though she even making a joke saying, I don't get along with my sister. You know, sometimes me and her don't talk. So it's literally the same. I really think they should just let the whole Sweet Tea lateasha thing go. You get what I'm saying? It's time to now, I'm going to be fair, even though this is my favorite show, one of my favorite shows at that. It's time to come up with your own storyline now. You get what I'm saying? This is not the storyline of we go bash lateasha, We're going to critique lateasha every time something happens with her. Come up with your own storyline. We don't want to see you, Quad, in the bathtub taking a bath. You get what I'm saying? What is it about you? You already got people saying you shouldn't be on the show because you're not married to medicine anymore. So you got to actually, let us see your worth. You get what I'm saying? Besides you being like an OG cast member. And I'm saying that as someone who, I don't mind seeing Quad on the show, to be honest. I really don't. I think it's time to get off the Sweet Tea train of critiquing the marriage and critiquing the wedding. And I think we're going to get off of that because the wedding just happened. I think down the line, this is still early in the season, we're going to see that. Yeah. Continue.
Well, we are at Dr. Jackie's office, and she is seeing Brad again. The only thing that really stood out to me in this conversation is when they started to talk about the mortality rate with Black women in pregnancy, and that we die 3 times more in childbirth, and that Black women are treated differently. Some people don't have good access to good facilities, and some people, even when they get to those facilities, they're treated differently. So Jackie, Brat is going around, she's working, she's busy, she's still very active, and Jackie's recommending, just go to work, go home, and take a chill pill. And
she's like, do you want me to not make no money? Well, go ahead and make TikToks at home, Brad. Go ahead and make TikToks at home.
Make some cameos.
But listen here, I know this is probably post. She probably already had the kid for all we know. I don't know.
Yeah, they did.
But okay, good. Because I'm about to say, hopefully everything went smoothly. Hopefully the Brad health is good. Hopefully the child's health is good. And let's move on.
Yeah. Well, Cecil and Simone have a chat.
Simone is low-key my favorite character on the show, and I don't even know how that happened. I really don't.
Well, Simone is trying to get Cecil to work with her on making a vision board.
Yeah.
So that way, when they do come across hard times or arguments in their relationship, they have a visual to look back to see the good times that they can point to.
Okay, that's interesting. I never thought of it in that perspective, but that's smart.
Yeah, I thought that was a cute idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then she asks Cecil, what was this conversation you had with Miles about summer school? And Cecil says, well, I recommended he do an internship. And Simone wants Cecil to talk to her before going to the kids so that way they can get on the same page. She wants Miles to be finished with school. Cecil says, and she asks, if he's not finished by next May, what's going to happen?
What's next?
The kid, he's 25 years old. Cecil said, if he's not finished next May, he's just not finished. Suppose that if they buy the boys a place to stay, Miles has to pay rent after that first year. Cecil says he might not be able to afford it.
He actually may not be able to afford it.
Right. Simone is tired of coddling the kids, and Cecil is saying, look, Simone, you've known what you wanted to do since you were 13 years old. You wanted to be a doctor. You are a doctor. Not everybody is on that fast track. Some people take a longer time.
Stop it, Cecil. Stop it, Cecil. Stop using my hard work and my actually being decisive about what I want to do in my life as a negative. It's not a negative. Guess what? I knew when I was 13. Okay, what about 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Next year, he's going to be 26. And that's what Simone was alluding to. She's like, look, man, we going to have, eventually, before you know it, we going to have a 26-year-old in the house, and we have not prepared him for manhood. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And 26? For, I think, an undergrad degree, I think.
Yeah, he's still working on his undergrad.
So there's something that, of course, he won't be able to afford it. Cecil do make a good point. But now, if you watch our show, we talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? Blair says something in that review that I'm going to use for this review. You can't parent a man. At 26, there's really nothing else you can really do. The parenting's over.
Yeah.
Now you have to take the gloves off.
Provide guidance and see if they listen.
It's that.
Yeah.
Because we like to do what we want. We think we got the best idea. That's probably why he's like, I'd rather do an internship. I'd rather not go to summer school and things like that. Because now he's like, he's feeling himself. Now it's kind of hard. Because I'm going to speak on both sides. From Miles' perspective and from Simone and Cecil's perspective. It's kind of hard for you to give me chores. Because I'm not a child anymore. But how are you not a child if you're in my house? And the only way for you to actually show me that you're not a child is by you not being in my house. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of get what Simone is saying. Like, look, next year we're done. Even though I think, whoa, that's going to be a real culture shock to him. What did you think about it, Blair?
I 100% agree with Simone.
You 100% agree with Simone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand where Cecil's coming from. Internships are good. He's getting too old.
Oh, man.
Internship would have been cute at 19. It ain't as cute at 25 when you still haven't finished school. So I totally understand Simone. Look, internships, cool, whatever. Have him take some classes while he's doing that internship because we need to wrap this on up. So I agree with her. I do agree that it's going to be a culture shock for him. And honestly, that's kind of their bad because they should have prepared him better for the transition. But if they're at this point, like, you know, you crouching on 30 and you ain't really done nothing or got no experience or nothing, like, we got to throw you out there somehow. I mean, we still got your back, but you got to try to swim, you know?
Now, do you understand that a year from when he graduates, he may not be able to afford rent?
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. He don't need to be in an apartment. He needs to stay at the house. But, I mean, he needs to move it in a way to where he can make enough money to care for himself. And, you know, I don't agree that they should just put him in an apartment and just have them live out there because they're still going to be footing the bill and doing everything for him.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, set him up to where he can actually be able to stand on his own 2 feet.
He want him out the house, though.
Even if that takes a couple of years. That's how I feel. Cause I ain't paying. Well, I'm not gonna say what I'm not gonna do because I ain't got no kids yet. But
or power,
right? But I would feel that I ain't paying no 25, 26-year-olds rent.
You may love your kids.
I absolutely will love my kids, but like, you know, you got to learn how to do something to make money. That's what I'm gonna teach them at least. Whether it's college, whether it's a trade, like do something to learn how to feed yourself.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Miles, we are hoping everything working out for you now. You get what I'm saying? Because, you know, this is prior taping. Hopefully you didn't get kicked out. Hopefully you figure things out on your own, you know, because you know how it is. Even though he's not a kid, I don't want to be talking about nobody's kids all funky, even though this is a grown man right here. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that he's going to have a culture shock. And like you said, I think that do fall on Cecil and Simone on not prepping him for, because I don't think they met this side of Cecil and Simone. I think they always met the mom go save me, mom go be there for me. But there's a side of Simone that's like, I want to retire soon. You get what I'm saying? Let's move on.
Yep. Well, Phaedra is out delivering invitations to the ladies.
Hello,
well, she's
Phaedra.
got some young Tenderoni, delivering invitations out of a briefcase.
Okay.
While she's in the car. And she is doing an event about resurrection and rebirth for Quad. So after, you know, we see everybody open up their boxes, then we get to Toya's house, and she is hosting an event for Simone and T. They are doing an IV shot party. T is just getting back from her honeymoon, and they want her to get a little bit of wellness to get her rejuvenated. So after they eat dinner, they go get hooked up to the IVs, and they get to talking. Well, T, she tells us that her and Dr. G didn't have sex for 3 days on the honeymoon because she got her period. She started some irregular bleeding. And Simone was saying that, yeah, that's not healthy and that's really not good if you're trying to have a baby. And T looks around. She sees the invitation from Phaedra. She's like, well, I didn't get an invite. And Toya's wondering, well, I don't know why she would invite me if it has something to do with Quad. But Toya ends up inviting T anyway.
What did you think about this scene? Because I have a little soliloquy, a little bit, just a little bit.
I thought T looked sad, and I know she said she was jet lagged, but I don't know if it's the show. I don't know if it's the marriage, but she seems very drained. And I know before it was the wedding, but I'm just like, some things, she's not okay. Like, something is wrong here, like, fundamentally. So I want her to be happy and okay, especially when you're around Simone and Toya. They're really being nice to you and sweet with you and trying to take you under their wing. So something's off. That's all I can say. And her not being invited to Phaedra's event, I mean,
duh.
Oh well, you know.
I'm about to say, why would you even want to go? That's what I'm thinking. Now help me out because you're because you're in that field. This IV is just for hydration. It's okay. And Dr. Simone says something. What is it called? A Q shot or the shot?
Oh yeah, the O shot.
The O shot. She was like, "You're too young for that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need that at your age. You should be getting things going." They have intention. They mentioned about having a baby. Obviously, it was alluded to where they are trying for a baby sooner than later for sure, right? I don't know how I feel about that because Lateasha, I have nothing against you, but I have to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. You only know Dr. Greg, from my opinion, through TV. Y'all didn't live in the same state. Y'all definitely didn't hang around the same people. You're not in his network. He's not in your network. So you only know him from TV. Let's say you're a fan of the show. You get what I'm saying? It just comes off as when you first got introduced to the show, you said the money. You know what I'm saying? The moolah. The kish is what I like to call it. I don't like to call it cash. I like to say kish, right? And then we went from the cash to the wedding, right? And now we're at the wedding to the baby. It just seems expedited in a way. Now, I understand T is 32 years old. You get what I'm saying? She's not 22. So I understand, like, when it comes to women's health especially, I want to be sensitive to that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, based off of what you started us with your introduction, it just seems like you're trying to hurry up and lock Greg down outside of the marriage. You get what I'm saying? To where there's some type of monetary benefits to it. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But we will see. We will see. But hopefully everything is well with you. Something was off about you, but I took it as jet lag. I took it as you're tired and people just invited you straight to their house for some spaghetti. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Continue.
Yeah. Well, everyone is headed to Phaedra's party.
Yeah.
And they are all wondering if Quad is going to be there.
Uh-huh.
And T is a little bit unsure of if she's going to approach Heavenly because she's still not feeling Heavenly for talking bad about.
Stop right there. I told y'all last episode that you made an enemy out of Heavenly, right? Don't approach Heavenly. I'm telling you, you're not ready for the show. You're not ready for Heavenly. Even though we all don't get Heavenly and we all kind of low-key don't understand why she is the way she is, we watch it because of her. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And my whole thing is, if you're going to come with that energy, I think it was just best for you to just stay home. Mm-hmm. Continue.
Yeah. Well, everyone gets to the funeral home.
Yeah.
They were surprised to be at a funeral home.
Yes.
And
at like midnight.
Right. Mm-hmm. And they all get seated. Phaedra walks down the aisle. Mm-hmm. She lets it be known, T, you weren't invited while she's giving her speech.
I like that.
But she is letting her know that she has arisen. And they are all like a phoenix rising. We get a full speech. Mm-hmm. A casket comes down the aisle. Mm-hmm. Who pops out?
Oh, my goodness.
Miss Quad.
Miss Quad, she got it. Everybody was looking like, what is this?
Yes. Quad has risen, and she asks everyone if they're ready to bury the strife. We get a much-needed Quad speech.
Oh, I'm happy we got it this early in the season. Because, you know, every season, Quad is going to give us this speech. I'm happy we got it this early. Continue.
Yes. Heavenly says to T, you know, well, she goes around asking everybody, are you ready to bury the strife? Are you ready to bury the strife? Mm-hmm. Pretty much everybody's cool. Heavenly says to T, when she gets to Heavenly's like, well, only person is really T, and I don't know why you want to beat me up. Heavenly was concerned, you know, about her relationship based off of what Quad had been through. Mm-hmm. And Toya said, well, I don't know why you would even want to come to the wedding if you weren't supportive. Heavenly said, you know, Toya, you even said they had communication issues. Mm-hmm. And T lobbed it back at Heavenly and said, you have communication with your husband. You hit him upside the head with a frying pan.
Did she?
Yeah, and she was actually asked, Carlos did an interview with her and asked her, and she said something like, I didn't hit him upside the head with the frying pan. I, like, banged him upside the head. Okay. Or something like that. Mm-hmm. Then she was like, he's lucky I let it cool down first. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Heavenly stands up and says, don't make me have to whoop you the way your mama should have. She said, you got daddy issues, and that's why you got to marry somebody 5 times your age.
T didn't like that.
Heavenly, you call your husband daddy, so what does that mean?
Stop it. You know it don't mean that.
It's just a question.
No, I knock it down. Okay. Right? First of all, before we get into Quad's speech and things like that, Phaedra, I know right now you're not married to medicine, maybe you're dating medicine, but I'm happy you're on the show. Because
me too.
No, I ain't say Quad, I said Phaedra.
Oh, Phaedra.
Right?
Yeah, me too.
I'm happy that you're on the show mainly because you bring this drama. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if Dr. Jackie likes you, right? Because there's definitely some tension between Phaedra and Dr. Jackie. I think Dr. Jackie feels like, what are you turning our show into? And I'm like, Dr. Jackie, if we were to have it your way, I think it would be a boring show.
It would be a documentary.
Yeah, it'd be a show where, and I understand, like, we are going to do your breast cancer fundraiser as like you do every season and things like that. But after that, there's nothing else. See, listen, Curtis not even around. You get what I'm saying? So I love that Phaedra's there to stir the pot. She said, listen here, we are all women of stature. You know, we have doctors, we got lawyers, we got tennis experts talking about Toya and things like that. And even Toya had to chuckle at that because, you know, that's all Toya do. She played tennis all day. But Lateasha, what have I been telling you about this whole season? You want to get up and try to fight Heavenly. Someone had to hold you back. What are you doing? This is your new life to get insulted by Heavenly. And this is not, here's the thing, it's not tailored to just you now. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Heavenly does this with everybody except Dr. Jackie. Mm-hmm. Everybody is going to feel the wrath of Heavenly eventually. and that's your new norm. So you can't get too emotional about it. You can't get erratic about it. You just have to be able to have you got to be able to spar with her with words. You get what I'm saying? Because that's all Heavenly have done. We never seen Heavenly fight, and Heavenly's not going to fight. You get what I'm saying? But it does say something to Heavenly. Seems like she is the voice of the group. She basically said, you got daddy issues, and that's why you had to marry someone 5 times your age. Guess what? Listen here. You got to take that on the chin. You have to take that on the chin. You can't let that be the reason why you get upset. You know how that looks. Matter of fact, you know how much she know how that looks? She joined a Facebook group, y'all. Come on now.
Yeah.
So when Heavenly uses it against you, you can't get that emotion the way you want to fight this woman on TV. No. This is not that type of show. You get what I'm saying? Continue.
Yep. Well, Quad, she's still going around the room.
Yes.
And she addresses Simone, and Simone asks her, do you view us all as equal, or are you on an island out by yourself? Quad says, I view us all as equal. And Simone says, okay. I don't know if she said we good, but that was sufficient enough answer for her.
Yes, Simone is like, I'm going to be neutral. I'm not against you, but I'm not really with you.
Yeah. Quad addresses Toya last and says if she's willing to bury the strife. Quad's like, I'm going to forget about anything you ever said about me. And Toya said, why would I let anything right out with you with all this stuff that you said about me and my family? And then Quad hurried up and finished her speech to shut Toya up because Quad can't admit no wrongdoing.
Not at all. And Phaedra's sitting there like, listen here, I made this whole thing so Quad could take accountability. And she's like, I'm wondering if this is a mistake I did. Phaedra, you know this is not a mistake. You know why you was brought on this show, to bring the entertainment, you know? Quad did go to Dr. Jackie as well during that whole thing. And Dr. Jackie was like, what? I think Dr. Jackie don't really like Quad. Because when she basically was like, are we going to bury anything we have against us? And Jackie feels like she didn't do Nothing to Quad. Jackie's stance been the same thing, was that whenever like something happens, you leave the group and things like that. I think even when they was riding to the place, Dr. Jackie and Quad don't live far from each other at all. They live like 10, 15 minutes away. And I think Dr. Jackie just feels like, look, man, I'm older. I'm not going to baby you to be my friend or to be in this group. And whenever there's a problem, it's always us. You never want to be friends with somebody that feels like they are always the problem. You know what I'm saying? That they never take no accountability. Anything else you thought about that scene before we get more into it?
Nope.
Continue.
Yep. Well, Phaedra, like you said, hoping Quad would do better at apologizing. She don't.
Nope.
And then they go down to the repast to eat. And they bring up how Phaedra brought Quad to the Bachelorette. And Phaedra explained that she explained the situation to Greg, and they should really be able to move past it.
Yeah, Phaedra, you know you're wrong. There's no way to explain that. Go ahead.
Yeah. And Toya had to tell Quad, you called us thieves. Because Quad acting like she don't know what she said about Toya and her family. And Quad could have apologized for that, but she didn't. Instead, she decided to say, well, y'all the ones who said I was sleeping with my contractor. Toya's like, I didn't even say that.
Toya is sticking to, I never said that. Quad is like, yes, you did. Toya's like, no, I did not.
Yeah. And Quad, she wants to turn the conversation to how she was mistreated in the group. And that's where we end.
Listen here, Quad. You might gotta let this go. You might have to let this go. Because I don't think you was as mistreated as you think you was mistreated in this group.
And you have had a hand in saying things and doing things. You're not just beaten down and bullied in this group. Like, no.
And truth be told, I'm gonna say something. Truth be told, all of y'all are mean girls. That's why I don't think Latisha's gonna be able to survive unless they go change her. I think Latisha's a sweet woman. You get what I'm saying? But you're surrounded by mean girls, and mean girls in the sense of like they have some stature. They not really soft with their punches and things like that. You see Dr. Jackie and Heavenly be talking to each other. Blair thinks Dr. Jackie really is Heavenly, but quietly. You get what I'm saying? So they all mean girls. They go talk about you. They go talk about each other, and you can't take it personally. Now with Quad, just let it go. Miss Quad, she got it. Let it go. I don't think the relationship between you and Toya is going to change though.
No, because you really said some foul things and talking about she cheating in the neighborhood. Like, it was a lot.
Yeah, even when they was pointing fingers at each other and Toya was like, get your hand out my face. Mm-hmm. Get your hand out my face. And that's when the teacher had to come and stand between them. Mm-hmm. Because I think y'all may end up fighting one day. You get what I'm saying? Because it's really that serious with them two. Anything else you want to share?
Nope.
Y'all be good.